Alright, good morning. It is about 5 a.m. and today I am doing some pulled pork. I've got it ready. I'm using hickory chips today. And the rub is Pit Boss Hickory Bacon. Let's see here. Hickory bacon. So I'm trying to stay quiet. Everybody's still asleep. Mr. Coffee is the only one up with me this morning. So I'm going to take this and throw it outside. It's still dark too. Get my probe inserted and get a timer started. I'm going to let this go for 6 hours at 250. I'm just watching videos and I'm just going to keep it as basic as I can. The last one I did, it turned out good, but I didn't taste any smoke. It tasted like a pot roast. So we'll see if this does any different. And before I used the amazing pellet tube, still no smoke. So today I'm just going to keep it basic and we'll see what happens. I'm going to go get my probe and shove it in that. It's a boneless pork butt. There are the pellets. I must have bought an old bag because it was full of dust, and you don't want dust and all those fines getting into your cooker. So you need to sift them out, which is what I do. I just get a little sifter and shake it till all the dust is gone. But I need to get a probe and stick it in there, and I've got it set at 250. It's a little warm now, a little high now because I had it on 350 just for the initial burn off or cleanup or whatever, like the Pit Boss recommends. But I'm gonna go put my probe in and start a timer and let it go for 6 hours, and then wrap it up and do it another 2. Kitties. Coffee is ready, kitties. Yeah. Alright, so I got my probe in and it's at 37 degrees. And I'm starting to see a little bit of smoke. It's back to where it needs to be at 245. So 250 is actually a good temperature for this particular Pit Boss. It will stay very close to what it needs to be at. Sometimes when I put it on smoke, I come out here and it's at 90 degrees or 300. I don't know why I get swings on the smoke setting, but for this, 250 degrees, 6 hours, wrap it up in foil, or if it doesn't, 165 is your target. That's your target temperature, but usually it'll do that in 6 hours. Then you wrap it and get it to 205. That'll take another 2 hours. So total time about 8.5 or 9 hours after you let it rest. I'll talk to you later. Maybe we'll have some sunlight by then. About 7 o'clock in the morning, so it's been close to 2 hours, but not quite. And we're kind of holding steady. 230. Internal temperature at 86, and of course I'm waiting for 165. I'm not even going to open this thing. I'm just going to leave it alone and won't do anything with it until it hits 165. 3 hours in, internal temperature 120. Pit Boss holding steady at 250. Let's take a quick look. Looks like it's getting some bark on there. So 3 more hours at this, or until we hit 165, and then I'll wrap it in foil. So I mean, I really don't know how long it's going to take to hit that temperature, but I'm keeping it going. What I do with the pellets is I get this big tumbler, scoop it in the bag, and then I put it in here and shake them up, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of dust, and you don't want that going through your pellet grill. I think I got an old bag of hickory. I bought it yesterday. It's probably from last season. This is the dustiest stuff that I have I have seen. Anyway, I'm going to reload the pellet hopper now. Okay, it wasn't quite at 165, but it's been over 6 hours, so I pulled it off. I put it in this pan. I'm going to put some apple juice in the bottom of the pan and wrap it up. Put some brown sugar on there, and I'm going to add just a touch of Florida's own Tupelo honey. So let me finish that up and get it wrapped up, and we'll put it back on till it hits 205. Just took it off at 205. I'm going to let it sit here and vent for a little bit. Oh, it's hot. I'm going to let it vent, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm going to let it vent for maybe 20 minutes, just on that side, so some of the steam comes out. Let's take a look at this thing. Not bad. I'm going to wrap it up in foil and put it in the cooler. Since there's no bone in it, it's kind of falling apart, but I'm going to wrap it up, put it in the cooler. Alright, so I just pulled it apart. Let's get a good look at that. Turned out better than the last one. Still not a whole lot of smoke, but nice and juicy. You can see some smoke ring on there. And that's just the Pit Boss rub. The hickory bacon, and then some brown sugar and a little bit of Tupelo honey. See? Turned out really juicy. And then when I pulled it apart, it was almost too hot to, it's still pretty hot, but total time about 8 hours. It actually cooked faster than I thought it would. Anyway, have a great weekend.